Call the meeting to order. I'd ask everyone to please stand for a pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. For the record, this is a public meeting of the Bayonne Board of Education. It is 8 p.m. The 29th day of August, 2018. We're convening in the Anna J. Herbert Meeting Room. The presiding officer is Joseph Broderick, President of the Bayonne Board of Education. Those in attendance include Dr. Michael Wanko, Interim Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Kenneth Kopaz, Assistant Superintendent for Personnel, Dr. Gary Maida, Board Secretary, Mr. Leo J. Smith, Jr., Assistant Superintendent for Business, Dr. Dennis Degnan, Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum Instruction, and Mitchell Pasquale, our Board Counsel. The meeting's open to the public. I will take a roll call. Trustee Alonso. Present. Trustee Cruden. Here. Trustee Finnerty. Here. Trustee Lawanda. Here. Trustee Munoz. Here. Trustee Ryan. Here. Trustee Volato. Here. Vice President Roebuck. Here. President Broderick. Here.
For the record, adequate written advance notice of at least 48 hours, given the time, date, and location of this meeting with the agenda was provided as follows. Notice was prominently posted in City Hall at 630 Avenue C on the bulletin board reserved for such announcements of the Board of Education. The Board Secretary sent such notice to the Jersey Journal and the Bayonne Community News. Notice was filed with the Municipal Clerk of the City of Bayonne, Mr. Robert F. Sloan.
Okay, we will start with our consent agenda. And I'll start first with our approval of minutes and our acceptance of communications. All our communications, all our resolutions are on the bulletin board. Do I have a motion? I'll move. And do I have a second?
I'll second.
So I have a motion and a second on approval of minutes and acceptance of communications. Trustee Alonso?
Aye.
Trustee Cruden?
Yes.
Trustee Finnerty?
Yes.
Trustee Lawanda?
Yes.
Trustee Munoz?
Yes.
Trustee Ryan?
Yes.
Trustee Volato?
Yes.
Vice President Wilbeck?
Yes.
President Broderick?
Yes.
Okay. Moving along, we will go to our curriculum, instruction, and policy resolutions, which are A group. I'd just like to make an announcement that Resolution A2 and Resolution A29 are being moved to non-consent. So I'm going to ask for a move and a second on the consent agenda, but A2 and A29 are being moved to non-consent. I'm sorry, Trustee. There's a motion from Trustee Volato.
I'll second.
And the second by President Broderick on our resolutions for communications. On that motion and second, Trustee Cruden.
Yes.
Trustee Finnerty.
Yes.
Trustee Lawanda.
Yes.
Trustee Munoz.
Yes.
Trustee Ryan.
Yes.
Trustee Volato.
Yes.
Vice President Wilbeck.
Yes.
President Broderick.
Yes.
Trustee Alonso.
Aye.
Moving along, we are going to our B block, which is Finance, Building, and Grounds, Resolutions B1 through B13. Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
And do I have a second?
I'll second.
So I have a motion by Trustee Munoz and a second by Trustee Lawanda on the finance agenda. On that motion and second, Trustee Finnerty.
Yes.
Trustee Lawanda.
Yes.
Trustee Munoz.
Yes.
Trustee Ryan.
Yes.
Trustee Volato.
Yes.
Vice President Wilbeck.
Yes.
President Broderick.
Yes.
Trustee Alonso.
Aye.
Trustee Cruden.
Yes.
Next up is our C block, which is personnel, resolutions C1 through C21. I remind you that they are on the bulletin board. I'd like to get a motion first.
I'll move.
And a second.
I second.
So I have a motion and a second on the C block, but I do have a card, and I'd like to, it's a question on resolution C7, and Melissa Tedeschi, I hope I got that right, 178 Avenue F, and remember that you have 3 minutes, and you could start whenever you'd like.
Melissa Godesky, 178 Avenue F. So first of all, I think it's great that you're getting that company involved. They have really high ratings. I know a lot of people use them. So my question is... Sure. So my question is, they're going to provide some really amazing services. New teacher aides, if somebody can elaborate for that for me, what's a new teacher aide?
Would be a first-year teacher assistant.
Okay, so that's awesome. So what happens to the people already in place? Would they get the same resources and advantages of that training? Because I'm sure, just based on my experience with them, their training is going to make a huge difference for those aides and those children assigned to those aides.
I don't have that answer in front of me, but I can reach out to the special service department. I'll make sure that I let you know exactly how many teacher assistants are going to be trained, and if there are future trainings who are going to be in them.
I appreciate that. And then I just have one more part. So do you have the specifics of the training, what it might include or surround of that training? Because there is a lot of training that goes with behavioral or assisting children with disabilities or special needs.
I don't have that information, Mr. Tedeschi, but again, I will reach out to them all, have the special service department there with me to make sure that we have that answer for you.
I appreciate that. I'm sure the other parents who find out that this company is involved will also appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we have a motion and second on our personnel agenda. On that motion and second, Trustee Lawanda.
I'll move.
Trustee Munoz.
Yes.
Trustee Ryan.
Yes.
Trustee Villado.
Yes.
Vice President Wilbeck.
Yes.
President Broderick.
Yes.
Trustee Alonso.
Yes.
Trustee Cruden.
Yes.
Trustee Finnerty.
Yes.
Okay, that'll take us to our non-consent portion, which I'll start with Resolution D1. Be it hereby resolved that the attached memorandum of agreement between the Board of Education of the City of Bayonne and ASME 52, Local 2251, representing the bus attendants, covering a period retroactive to July 1st, 2018 through June 30th, 2021. Be and the same are hereby approved. Be it further resolved that the Board President and Secretary are hereby authorized to execute the agreement in the name and on behalf of this Board. Be it further resolved that the Assistant Superintendent for Business, School Business Administrator of this Board of Education is hereby authorized to take the necessary action to implement the terms of this agreement. The resolution is effective immediately. This is Resolution D1 with all the backup is on that very back bulletin board. Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
And I have a motion by President Broderick. Do I have a second?
I'll make that motion.
And I have a second by Vice President Wilbeck. So on that motion and second, let's see whose turn. Trustee Munoz.
Yes.
Trustee Ryan.
Yes.
Trustee Villado.
Yes.
Vice President Wilbeck.
Yes.
President Broderick.
Yes.
Trustee Alonso.
Aye.
Trustee Cruden.
Yes.
Trustee Finnerty.
Yes.
Trustee Lawanda.
Yes.
Take us to Resolution D2. Also, be it resolved, memorandum of agreement between the Board of Education and Local 2251 representing the custodial staff, covering the period retroactive July 1st, 2018 through June 30th, 2021, and the same and hereby approved. This is the same type of resolution. It is number D2. It is on the back bulletin board, and there are 3 pages, including the resolution. Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by President Broderick, and is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Vice President Wilbeck. So on that motion and that second, Resolution D2, Trustee Ryan,
Yes.
Trustee Villado,
Yes.
Vice President Wilbeck,
Yes.
President Broderick,
Yes.
Trustee Alonso,
Aye.
Trustee Cruden,
Yes.
Trustee Finerty,
Yes.
Trustee Lawande,
Yes.
and Trustee Munoz.
Yes, and I'd just like to thank them for all the hard work they did this summer, getting our buildings ready. So thank you, guys.
Okay. Moving along, that'll take us to D3, approval of administrative adjustment and reassignment. Whereas this Board of Education finds it necessary to make administrative adjustments and reassignments to meet the current operating needs of the school district, be it resolved that it is recommended by the Superintendent of Schools that the below-named personnel be reassigned to the position listed next to their name. Be it further resolved that this Board of Education approves the recommendations made by the Superintendent of Schools to reassign the personnel listed below on the effective dates indicated. Mr. Joseph Hayes from John M. Bailey School, teacher of the handicap, to a 12-month assistant supervisor of special services. New salary, $117,656. The effective date would be September 1st, 2018. So first, let me ask, is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
So a motion by President Broderick. Is there a second?
I'll second that motion.
So I have a second from Vice President Wilbeck. So this is Resolution D3. I have a motion, and I have a second. And let's see, Trustee Villado. Yes or no?
Yes, I vote
Okay.
yes on that.
Thank you. Vice President Wilbeck.
No.
President Broderick.
Yes.
Trustee Alonso.
No.
Trustee Cruden.
Yes.
Trustee Finerty.
No.
Trustee Lawande.
No.
Trustee Munoz.
Yes.
Trustee Ryan.
No.
I'm sorry, the resolution doesn't pass.
I'd like to,
My recessing, so if you give me 1 second, somewhere there was. I apologize to the audience, but at this time, 8:12 p.m., I need a motion and a second to take a recess. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
So there's a motion from Trustee Munoz. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Trustee Lawande, because he's sitting there. So on that motion and second to take a brief recess, Trustee Alonso?
Aye.
Trustee Cruden?
Yes.
Trustee Finerty?
Yes.
Trustee Lawande? Trustee Munoz?
Yes.
Trustee Ryan?
Yes.
Trustee Villado? Vice President Wilbeck?
Yes.
President Broderick? As I said, it is 8:12. Board will take a brief recess. Okay, I'd like to, I'm good. I'd like to reconvene the public meeting. It is 8:37. I'll take a new roll call, make sure we didn't lose anybody. Trustee Alonso?
Aye.
Trustee Cruden?
Here.
Trustee Finerty?
Here.
Trustee Lawande?
Here.
Trustee Munoz?
Here.
Trustee Ryan?
Here.
Trustee Villado?
Here.
Vice President Wilbeck?
Here.
President Broderick?
here.
When we last left, Resolution D3 was voted down. I'll move to D4. Resolution D4, where there is a need for a school business administrator. Now therefore be it resolved Dr. Michael B. Pearson, presently in the position of Assistant Principal, Director of Athletics, is hereby appointed to the position of School Business Administrator, effective September 1st, 2018, at a salary of $177,980. Be it further resolved that he is to report to Dr. Michael A. Wanko, Interim Superintendent of Schools, for assignment. Resolution D4, do I have a motion?
Move it.
And a motion by trustee Bellato. Do I have a second?
I will second that motion.
And a second by trustee Munoz. So I have a motion and I have a second on resolution D4. Trustee Bellato? Yes?
Yes.
Yes or no? That can, yes. Vice President Wilbeck?
No.
President Broderick?
No.
Trustee Alonso?
No.
Trustee Cruden?
No.
Trustee Finnerty?
No.
Trustee Lawande?
No.
Trustee Munoz?
Yes.
Trustee Ryan?
No.
Resolution D4 does not pass.
I think we need another recess.
At this time, do I have a motion from the board for a short recess?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by President Broderick. Is there a second?
Tragically, I'll
So I
second.
have a motion by President Broderick, a second by Trustee Munoz for a recess, brief recess. Trustee Alonso?
Yes.
Trustee Cruden?
Yes.
Trustee Finnerty?
Yes.
Trustee Lawande?
Yes.
Trustee Munoz?
Why not?
Trustee Ryan?
Yes.
Trustee Bellato? Vice President Wilbeck?
Yes.
President Broderick?
Yes.
It is 8:39. The board will return. Okay.
Sorry.
All right, I'd like to convene the public meeting. It is 9:19 PM. I'll take a roll call. Trustee Alonso?
Present.
Trustee Cruden?
Here.
Trustee Finnerty?
Here.
Trustee Lawande?
Here.
Trustee Munoz?
Here.
Trustee Ryan?
Here.
Trustee Bellato?
Here.
Vice President Wilbeck?
Here.
President Broderick?
Here.
Okay. Last left you, we voted down a D4. I have a resolution, D5, I'll read into the record. Whereas this Board of Education finds it necessary to make administrative appointments and reassignments to meet the current operating needs of the school district. Therefore, be it resolved that it is recommended by the interim superintendent of schools that the below-named individual be assigned to the position listed next to their name. Be it further resolved that this Board of Education approve the recommendation made by the superintendent of schools to assign the responsibility of acting school business administrator to the individual listed below, in addition to that individual's regular assignment on the effective date indicated. Mr. Thomas Fagu, acting school business administrator, effective date September 1st, 2018. There is no change in salary. Do I have a motion
I'll motion.
and a second?
I will second.
So I have a motion from trustee Cruden, a second from trustee Finnerty. On that motion and second, I will start with trustee Alonso.
Aye.
Trustee Cruden,
Yes.
trustee Finnerty,
Yes.
trustee Lawande,
Yes.
trustee Munoz,
Yes.
trustee Ryan,
Yes.
trustee Bellato,
Yes.
Vice President Wilbeck.
Yes.
President Broderick.
Yes.
I'd like to remind the public and the folks in the audience that the agenda numbers have now changed. That's why I said this is the new D5. Resolution D6. Whereas the Bayonne Board of Education has determined that there is a need for a 12-month supervisor of Physical Ed Community Education Center ice rink for the 2018-19 school year. Be it hereby resolved that the Bayonne Board of Education approves the recommendation of Dr. Michael A. Wanko, Interim Superintendent of Schools, and appoints the following individual to this position to be paid at a rate of $22 per hour beginning September 1st, 2018, and the employee's name is Evan Wexler. Do I have a motion
I'll motion.
and a second?
Second.
So I have a motion by trustee Cruden and a second by trustee Finerty on resolution D6. On that motion and second, trustee Cruden,
Yes.
trustee Finerty,
Yes.
trustee Lawanda. Yes. Trustee Munoz,
Yes.
trustee Ryan,
Yes.
trustee Villado,
Yes.
vice president Wilbeck.
Yes, with a comment. This gentleman is a young man who's dedicated to the city of Bayonne School District, and I'm proud to say yes.
And President Broderick.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm sorry, and trustee Alonso. I apologize, trustee, but it's that moving voting order that confuses me. So I have two resolutions from the A block that needed to be moved to non-consent. I'll start with A2, whereas the Bayonne Board of Education is desirous to continue its Title I program, Every Student Succeeds Act, for the 2018-19 school year. There is a list of staff members whose salaries from Title I are being assigned to the grant. This is Resolution A2 on this front bulletin board. Do I have a motion
I'll move.
and a second?
I'll second.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. On that motion and second, trustee Cruden,
Yes.
Finerty,
Yes.
trustee Lawanda.
Yes.
Trustee Munoz.
Yes.
Trustee Ryan.
Yes.
Trustee Villado.
Yes.
Vice President Wilbeck.
Yes.
President Broderick.
Yes.
Trustee Alonso.
Aye.
Okay. And my final resolution is Yes. Yes. I'd like to go back again. I believe Vice President Wilbeck, that was an abstention. Vice President Wilbeck, that was an abstention, I believe.
A2.
Yeah.
Abstention. Sorry about that, I got that wrong. Now I'll move to A29.
I think that's why I had to
Whereas Teach New Jersey Act includes several provisions in support of teachers' ongoing professional growth and development, whereas one requirement is that all schools convene a school improvement panel. We have a list of employees that include a school principal, assistant principal, an administrator, and a teacher. This is Resolution A29 on our front bulletin board. Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Yes.
I'll make the motion.
Yes. So I have a motion from trustee Villado.
Yes.
I have a second by President
I'll
Broderick
make that second.
on Resolution 829. On that motion and second, trustee Finerty,
Yes.
trustee Lawanda,
Yes.
trustee Munoz,
Yes.
trustee Ryan,
I abstain.
trustee Villado,
Yes.
Vice President Wilbeck,
Yes.
President Broderick,
Yes.
trustee Alonso,
I abstain.
trustee Cruden.
Yes.
We do have a couple of questions from the audience. First up, Mr. Charles Denziel has a question about our LEAP program.
If you can't understand, just tell me because I'm not used to it. The guidance counselors at Bayonne High School have an excellent relationship with Hudson County Community College. And when they come in, they always ask, why isn't Bayonne High School part of the LEAP program? And for the people in the audience, the LEAP program will allow a student to receive college credit at a reduced cost. Plus, obviously, if Governor Murphy is successful with the free tuition idea, that would be an even greater benefit. My question obviously then is that being considered, that Bayonne High School be part of the LEAP program through Hudson County Community College?
Mr. Nunzio, how are you? Funny you brought that up. We were in discussions today with Hudson County Community College. We were also in discussion with the former Bayonne Board of Ed employee has an excellent program going out in North Arlington. So we're going to look at both of those programs, and we will be in hopefully a partnership with Hudson County Community College.
Do I have time to ask the second question?
Yeah, you still have 2 minutes left.
Okay, the other thing, at the high school, we had an assembly about, I assume the Board of Education purchased a closed facility, and we would now offer auto body, auto mechanics, and other shop classes. Could you tell me what the status is of that?
Working through the county with that, and we're hoping soon.
Yeah, Mr. Denzel, we're exploring that option right now. Obviously, the number one issue would be trying to find a site that we could have auto mechanic / auto body, or either or. But that is something we have been exploring for the last few months.
So that wouldn't happen this year.
It could.
It's possible.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. The next card I have, Mr. D'Angelo, you don't? Okay, Mr. Broderick.
Okay. Mr. Smith, would you like to say something?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, for the last 43 years, I had the pleasure to call this campus my second home. I made lifelong friendships that became family. I enjoyed coming down Avenue A, either when I lived on First Street or I lived on 37th Street. If I was traveling north or south, I always knew the day would get better when I got to Bayonne High School. I worked for some fantastic people. I won't mention names because there are just too many to mention. I worked for some fantastic boards of ed, some fantastic principals, vice principals, teachers, secretaries, and it was always a good feeling when I got to work, and even after work. Living on the peninsula, as I always said, gave me great pride. When those students I had, former students, come up to you and they said, hey, you helped me out, you did this, you gave me sash, or you corrected me when I was wrong, it always gave me a good feeling. I'm going to miss all of you, not on snow days particularly, but on all the good days. There's a lot of good things going on each and every campus. Bayonne High School, the motto this year was moving from good to great, but I always thought that you were all great. You were all great to me. You were all great to my family. Sometimes the road was a little bumpy. We had to make a left. We had to zig when we should have zagged. We had a loop-de-loop in there now and then. But I'm proud of my service to the district, and I'm proud that I got to call this campus for 43 years my home away from home. I thank you. May God bless each and every one of you. And as I always say, be good, be kind, and be careful. Thank you very much.
At this time, is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll move. I'll second.
And there's a second. There's a motion by trustee Cruden. There's a second by trustee Bellato. On that motion and second to adjourn, trustee Alonso. Trustee Cruden.
Yes.
Trustee Finnerty.
Yes.
Trustee Lawanda. Trustee Munoz.
No.
Trustee Bellato. Vice President Wilbeck. President Broderick. It is 9:31. The board will adjourn.